Here is one of the inner courtyards of the hotel. It's a beautiful place with some potted plants, some trees which were flowering, and the piece of art was a fountain. It was very serene and calm to be there. From the hotel reception, you could walk to the bar, which had quite a few drinks, more than just the standard pisco sours. Then there was this another courtyard which was used by the restaurant for patio sitting, for breakfast and lunches. And then there was another room which was sort of a lounge, which just had tea that was made from coca leaves, which was very helpful for altitude sickness. It had a whole bunch of paintings, a fireplace, beautiful chandeliers, and a view to the outside onto the street. The standard view in Cusco streets would always be local ladies dressed colorfully with baby alpacas or llamas, wanting the tourists to take a picture with them and pay them something for a livelihood. We were visiting the Santo Domingo Convent on this day. It is a Spanish church which is built on Incan ruins or temples. Inside, there are quite a few statues and paintings, along with fancy doorways and antique hinges and that sort of stuff. This particular convent in a place called Coricancha of Cusco. The guide told us that Cusco actually means the navel of the entire region. It was originally spelled as Costco, but eventually it got changed into Cusco. That is an interesting fact that Cusco, and it means a navel in the Incan language of Quechua.
The Catholic religion, the snake is going to symbolize Satan. And that is why you see, why? Why you are worshiping the Satan, the snake? So they started to destroy the most Incan model. And this guy, he left the history for us. And he mentioned those five temples. And we assume that those two temples, like this one was for them, they go Spanish, they were trying to change our beliefs, but at the end they couldn't. Remember that 80% which is Catholic, they are not like 100% Catholic. Like my grandparents, sometimes they go to mass to celebrate our Catholic religion, but at the same time, every 1st of August, they are celebrating Pachamama's Day. They are making a hall to perform a ceremony to us. Different kind of constellation, like the Southern Cross constellation. Southern Cross is going to have 4 stars, and those 4 stars are holding the 4 cardinals. the chances to get inside those places and see how the temples of the Incas were. The Incas not just important people were alone there inside this place, not the whole population. So they used to have social levels, like the king, the emperor, the Inca.
After the convent, we visited this statue of Christ that looks all over Cusco. It's not as big as the one in Brazil, but it's quite big by Cusco standards. And the interesting fact here is that the statue was gifted to the city of Cusco by Palestinians and Arabs when they visited Cusco. They wanted to give something as a gift to the people of Cusco, and they asked, "What can we give you?" And the Cusco people said, "Oh, well, most of us are Christians here, and a statue just like Brazil would be great." And this is how the statue came into being in Cusco. At night, it is lit up, and you can see it from the main square of Cusco. This is Tambomache. It is actually an inn. In the Quechua, tambo means an inn, and these inns were used by runners or chasquis. These were the people who used to run 30 kilometers on average in a day to carry messages from one end of the province to the other end. And sometimes it could use 3 to 4 chasquis to get a message across in a day.
Plant helps them? Do they get? Are they able to?
Our guide, John Pierre, was quite knowledgeable about most of the local things, including the plants and its properties, narcotics, and drinks such as ayahuasca, which were made famous by TV personalities such as Anthony Bourdain.
If are going to make some studies with this plant, they won't say that this plant is recommended to cure this kind of disease because there is not a sign. Because they didn't develop a writing system. This is the message for Cusco, the capital. So then the other chasqui is going to run the whole way to the next tambo to find another chasqui. And they're going to just
Just word of mouth to give the message.
Exactly.
And how about the food?
Tambos along the whole by and this was a big wonderland to grow the oil. That this was a tambo, a resting spot. So because it was a resting spot, they used to have rooms to host
And
people,
the
right?
food?
Travelers.
Food would be there.
Yeah, we have
The storage?
rooms. I know storage is small building right
Oh, that one.
Small.
Small ones.
there. Small ones. When we have now, so storage rooms.
We also visited a baby alpaca, llamas, and vicuña farm. Please check my other video on this channel, Kabhi Kabhi Abhi. I'm going to give you a link in the description.
After come. Wanna feed? Feed. Okay, there you go.
Make money.
Alpacas is only and there is more.
We will take a picture. Wanted black one.
Yeah, he's hungry.
If they don't like, that is she, for example, he's okay with it. If you have someone or one of them that they don't like it, so it's better to she's Panchita and she's a pretty nice one.
So what are those woolly guys on the
They are the alpacas.
Llama on the left side. So you can see here in these pictures the four different Andean families that we have. Llamas and alpacas, guanacos and vicuñas. Mientras we have those four Andean families.
Is there any place we can
Hola. You can see here how these ladies are working. You can approach, and this is amazing because everything is in their minds. They don't follow a paper to do the design. Try to see how she's creating a snake, for example, here on the right side. And remember, a snake is going to represent the underground world, the world of the dead people.
The trinity that the Incas worshipped were Puma, Condor, and the serpent. So all over the place you'll find temples for the Puma, Condor, and the serpent.
They used to make those carvings. They are going to polish them and they are going to create kind of tables. And those tables that we have here, like 4 tables, they were to make this process of mummification. But as I was saying, this is going to be a place, according to scholars, to mummify pretty important people, like emperors or maybe Incan priests. Priests in the Inca's time, the priest, the Villa Puma, was important too, because remember, he was the bridge, the connection between the gods and the Incas. And you can see this beautiful tables here. And touch it, how cold it is amazing. That is why we believe that this was a place where Incas are going to have this process of mummification. We have different scholars that they will say that this was a table for sacrifices. Because if we have a rock right there outside, which let's say is going to belong to a puma, so to worship that animal, they are going to perform a ceremony here. Could be a place to mummify people, or could be a place where they are going to perform sacrifices dedicated to those divinities that they are going to worship. Okay? And you can realize how cold is it here inside.
Yeah.
So the reason they kept the stuff open, that hurts the mummies, right? For mummification, when they're going to put it
They are going to just the process.
Just the process.
The process. And then when they are mummified, they are going to put it outside.
No, but the cold is better for mummies.
Be careful with your head here.
Okay.
Mind your head.